Okay, so next thing to do is start attaching the motors to our blocks here. We have 14, one of our motors. And here we're going to need 4 M4 screws. 4 M4 washers. And you also need one of your couplings. So what I like to do, loosen up a little bit one side, just slide it on, shaft there, and just snug them down for now. Just snug the one side down. Okay. So now we're going to take our motor, we're going to mount it up like this. So for that we're going to need screws. Slide them in here like this. And that guy's going to go right on there like that. So we need a long screwdriver. A screwdriver like this will work. Motor. Screw down. Okay, so there is part of the base. That's the end of the base. These pieces will go together like this. So we're going to do the same thing with the motor for other parts. So here's the Z. I want a motor again. I need 4 M3 washers. 4 M3 screws. Now, I want to pay attention for where the wiring is going to be. So go ahead and put that. See, this is going to back up. There. So we're going to want the wiring on the same side as the holes. So, something like that. And that's personal preference, wherever you would like your wiring to be. I'm just trying to have it in a convenient location so it's not in the way. thing we forgot to do here is we forgot the flex coupling. So, let me zip that off there. So, gotta make sure that goes on first. So otherwise you can't get it on. So, put it on there. Tighten down a couple of the set screws. Put this guy back on. There we go. So now we have this guy, have our motor, do the same exact thing. It's the gantry. So 4 screws, 4 washers. And don't forget the flex coupling. Slide that on. Now with this one, I want the wiring usually going either out the back or down the side. So I'm going to choose down the side. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is either prepare the X, Y, or the Z axis. So it doesn't matter which one you start with, we just have to start with one. So I'm going to start with the X. So first of all, you're going to need the 2 pieces of the gantry. We're going to want one of our lead screws, one of our longer lead screws. Going to need parts 6 and 7. I'm going to need 2 of the longer rods here. What else we need? First thing, I'm going to set this aside. Now, the first thing we want to do is attach this guy here to our support rail. Now, the way we're going to do that is with 2 M4 machine screws, and we want 2 M4 washers, just 2. We also want 2 M4 lock washers, and 2 M4 nuts. So we're going to take a screw, slide a lock washer on, then a flat washer. Do the same for the other. Lock washer, flat washer. Take our medium-sized hex key, and I'm just going to thread this down a little bit to get it out of the way. I'm going to drop these down inside there. Now with your other hand, it's a little tricky, but you got to push the nut on. You want to put the nut flush against the plastic, and then you can start threading the screw through the other side. Do the same for the other one. Take our hex key on the back side, and we're going to tighten them up. So that's that there. Thread that in a little ways. Now we're going to take this piece here. Now I want to pay attention to these holes along the edge and these holes along the edge. We want these both facing up. Just going to put it on there. As you can tell, they're both facing the same direction. Now, take some paper towel and just clean off our linear shafts. And what you want to do here is just slowly slide them in. And you want to make sure they're nice and straight when you're going in. Just like that. So I both have those both in there, and notice all the screws are on the same side. So now, put this together. We want the holes on the edge facing up, and we want our gantry facing up. What we're going to need here is our medium size M6 machine screws. So we have 3 sizes here. We have M15, M20, and M25. So we're going to use our M20s here. We're also going to need 4 of the M6 washers. Add a washer to each one. Okay. Now, this tip here, we're going to just slowly put it in through the bearing. until we're all the way in. Once you're all the way in, slide the linear rods up against it here so they're flush. I'm going to take a machine screw, M6, slide it in, and screw that down. Do that to both sides. And now you're going to need your largest hex key to tighten these down. Take our other side, slide it on, push there, take these guys here, put them in, there's the gantry. So what you want to do is just want to check to see that this thing moves nice and freely in there. If not, we can adjust some of the screws just to make sure they're moving free. So set the gantry aside.